Do you love trying new mixed media techniques, but don't love all the backgrounds scattered all over your craft room? Well, this video is for you because we are going to create a mixed media technique journal so we have them all in one place. This will make it easy to refer back to when you are stuck and need a little bit of inspiration. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to create the journal by taking out my Cricut Maker 3. The Cricut is a smart cutting machine that allows you to create personalized projects with hundreds of different materials. It works with software called Design Space that comes free with your machine. This is where you can create your project and browse from hundreds of images and fonts. Once you've created your design, Design Space will send it to your machine to cut. So let's open Design Space so I can show you how easy it is. I am starting off by searching for the right journal, and I wanted something that would be pretty but also useful. I really like the cover of this journal here, and I'm going to add it to my canvas. I'm actually going to be customizing each page, not too much, but just adding little tabs or a little accent on the edge of the page so that it gives it a little bit of interest. This is really easy to do. I'm going to go back into the image library and I'm going to search for tabs. I found one that I like and I'm going to click add to canvas, and then I'm going to resize it by clicking it, and then there's little arrows that you can move back and forth to resize it how big or small that you want. Then I'm going to select both the tab and the page, and then I'm going to attach them together so that they cut as one instead of two separate parts. I am going to add the tabs to all of the pages, and I'm going to offset them so the journal has a little bit more interest. Next, I'm going to resize my journal to be a bit smaller as I have plans to actually put the finished technique pages in a binder so I have it to look back at. Now I'm going to resize the pages to make sure that they are going to fit inside of the journal cover. Once that is done, I'm going to click Make It, and I am going to be cutting the material on a mat. I don't know if this is necessary, but I read that you need to mirror the image, so that's what I did. And now I'm going to be choosing my material, which is going to be Faux Suede. I am using the default blade, and it is new, so it is very sharp. If you have a dull blade, you might want to change it. Now that the machine is ready, I'm going to choose what color suede I want, and I'm actually going to choose the darkest shade, and I have to say that this material is so soft. I'm going to add the material to my mat. I did use a StrongGrip mat, but I suggest using a standard grip mat, as you'll see in just a minute that I struggled getting the material off of the mat. I've never cut this material before, so I wanted to make sure that it was going to stay. I pressed it down with my hands, then I used the brayer, and I even reinforced it with some masking tape. Now that I'm sure the material is not going to be lifting up, I'm going to be taking it over to the machine, and I'm going to press the play button, which is the cut button. And I let the machine do its thing. It didn't take too long, and I did want to mention that I do have this on more pressure. Once it's done cutting, I'm going to take the mat over to my work surface, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to pull the material away from the mat. And like I said before, this did take quite some time. I did speed this up just for the video's sake, but I was trying to be very careful, but also not spending too much time trying to get the material up. Now that I have all of the excess material off of the mat, I am going to very carefully pull back the mat from the suede material. This design isn't too intricate, but as you could see, there are some lines that could get ripped very easily. Now that the cover of the journal is done, I'm going to start working on the inside pages. In this case, paper is very important, so I'm going to be using a combination of watercolor paper and mixed media paper. This is going to ensure that any of the techniques I want to try will not seep through to the other side. Now that all the pages are cut out, I'm going to start building my journal. I'm going to fold each page in half, and I'm going to varnish each fold. Typically you would use a bone folder, but I couldn't find mine, so I am going to be using my spatula. After all the pages are folded, I'm going to start making the holes. I got this book binding kit off of Amazon. I use this poker tool with a foam underneath to poke all of the holes. And it does come with some really nice thread. It's coated, so it's really thick. I also am going to be using this curved needle. This makes it easy to thread the pages. I'm not doing any fancy bookbinding techniques here. I'm just keeping it simple because I am planning on taking these pages out and adding them into a binder later. But having this smaller journal to keep near me will inspire me to try the techniques in it. And what I really want to do is build a mixed media technique resource binder. I am going to finish tying the string in a simple bow on the side, and then I'm going to glue the cover onto the first page, and I'm using collage medium for this. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have glued the cover onto the pages, but it's okay because the technique I'm going to show later on in this video will be on the opposite page, so I can still take it out. Now I'm going to glue the back side as well, and again I'm going to be using collage medium. You could probably use double-sided adhesive if you don't have any liquid glue, but I do find that liquid glue works best with fabric. Now I couldn't create a technique journal without doing a technique, so I'm going to do one of my favorites, and it's going to be using some crackle medium and embossing glaze. You're going to take the crackle medium and spread it through your choice of stencil. I really like this arch design from Holtz. And I also use a silicone spatula from Tonic Studios. And while the crackle medium is still wet, you're going to sprinkle on some of the embossing glaze. Embossing glaze is different from regular embossing powder. The glaze is translucent, which makes it unique. I'm using several different colors for this and just kind of randomly putting them onto the page. I am trying to make sure that all of the crackle medium is covered. Once you have your desired amount of embossing glaze onto your page, I like to actually tap the back of it, and then I'm going to go back in and add that excess. I don't want to waste any at all. Once you have it all on your page, you're going to take a heat embossing tool. This is really hot and it's going to melt all of that powder. I have seen this technique done where you let the crackle paste dry with the glaze on top, and this is going to allow the cracks to form naturally, and then when you heat the powder it's going to melt into all of those cracks. But I'm definitely impatient, so I am going to heat it while the paste is still wet. I didn't really like that straight line, so I'm going to go back in with even more crackle paste so the page is covered with this technique. And while the crackle paste is still wet, I'm going to go back in with the same embossing glaze colors and just sprinkle it on randomly. I find this technique very satisfying and relaxing, just kind of sprinkling on all the different colors, almost like a stained glass look, especially with that arch design. It's so cool. And if you're wondering about any of the supplies that I'm using or any of the colors of the embossing glaze, I will have all of the supplies listed in the description box for you so you can shop from the link there. I love watching the embossing glaze melt, and I love how this turned out. I may even add some sprays on top of this or try some different mediums to see how they look. And I absolutely love having the idea of this mixed media technique journal. That way I can try whatever techniques my heart desires. As I finish up this journal, I would love to know what your favorite technique is and if you plan on making a mixed media technique journal like this one. I'm going to be finishing off this mixed media technique journal by adding some of this old crochet shawl that I had. I'm not adhering it in any way because I don't want this to be permanent. I just think that it adds so much to this journal. I'm just going to tie a simple bow on the side, and here is a quick look at the finished journal. The faux suede is perfect, and I cannot wait to fill this journal up with all sorts of different techniques. Maybe I will even use some of the stencils that I created in this video right here. And you definitely don't want to miss the alcohol ink techniques that I do in this video either. I'll see you there.